Okay, so I thought it would be easier to show you how this tool works rather than explain it by writing a massive big blog post. So the idea came from Google. So you know how if you type search terms into Google, it'll suggest other search terms for you. So for example, teaching is fun and art a noble profession. All those things are true. Or if you type in statistics, statistics is awesome. Is the science of conducting studies is a branch of mathematics is a lie. Interesting. So I thought, wouldn't it be cool if you were sitting down and writing your report comments, and a similar thing would happen is that as you're typing in sort of your thoughts about a student, some suggestions and ideas for comments would pop up that you could use if you wanted to. And these would be statements of comments that you've written before that you've saved and you think are pretty good, and you might want to use and adjust for that particular student. So that's how this tool was developed. So just move that out of the way maybe. Okay, so how it works is I'm going to show you an example of how it works first, and then I'll show you how you can customize it. I might want to type about a student. Let's call that student Leo. How it works is that you put the name of the student as the first word, and as long as you put it in there, it'll use it for the rest of the comment writing process. Make sure it's spelled correctly. Take it as the official name from your student management system. You know, whatever protocols you have around how you refer to students, it needs to be the correct way. And you need to select whether it's a male or a female student. So Leo is a male student, so we'll just go with that. And that's what the pronouns are used correctly in the statements and the comments that you use. So I might want to think about a comment like he's quite a positive student, if I spell that properly. And you can see down here that some comments that I've got saved are popping up. And I may want to use it, I may not want to use it. It's up to you. You don't have to use them. I might want to use that one there, and you can see how that pops it in and moves your cursor to the end of the sentence so you can start writing your next one, which might be something around he listens or something like that. There you go. There's quite a few there. How I've made it work, and I've put that in the blog post, is that it's going to ignore small words, and it's going to ignore words that I've found don't really help you identify statements. It's also going to ignore words that for example, the word awesome is not in any of my comments, would you believe it? So it's going to ignore that word and only look for other statements. So now if I put in the word problem, you can see it's come up with 6 different statements there. If I want to be more specific, so I want to look at maybe a probability problem, it's going to narrow down the statements to only ones that contain problem and probability, but it's going to ignore the word awesome since none of the statements have the word awesome in there. So that's quite cool. So I might decide that he's pretty good. You know, he's quite a good listener, is old Leo, so there you go, he's an active listener. And he's also quite good with ideas, so there you go. Now, I've just done that really quickly, of course, and I would be taking much more care to, form a report comment that was based on evidence, like there is how they're going in class, other notes I've made about their progress, formative assessment, their attendance, all of those things that go into actually informing your report comment that you write for each particular student. But I like the idea that some comments I've written before can pop up and remind me of ways I've sort of discussed or described these kind of attributes before. Each school will have its own sort of protocols around structure, what kind of things need to be in a report comment, and you can make sure you've got all of those kinds of statements available to be used. I just thought that might be a cool way to help with the report writing process. If you've got any ideas about how to improve it, let me know. How you can use it. So this tool's set up on this website, and it's based on a client-side script, so it's based on JavaScript. So nothing that is going on here is going to be saved anywhere on my server or one of my files at all. So basically how it starts is when you load up the page, you have to bring in your own comments. Now I've put these reference comments here as a starter, so these comments these first comments here are based on some I found on the internet from this page here. They're sort of primary school focused comments, but I just wanted to grab some quickly to show you how it worked. So they're there for you to use, but I mean, some of them are quite short and maybe aren't kind of the right sort of formality that you need for your comments. And I've added some down the end here, whoops, that are some statistics based ones based on the New Zealand curriculum. Again, they're not like particularly amazing or awesome, so you can ignore them. What you would do is you would say go to a file that you've got like this one, either a spreadsheet where you might have a whole ton of report comments that you've developed over the years, or maybe you might have here like a Word document where again you've kept a lot of comments. The thing for this tool to work is that they need to be in the masculine form, and each comment is on a different line, and just make sure when you paste it over that it's plain text, so that it doesn't sort of, some of the symbols sometimes can muck up in HTML. So what you would really do is you would take all your comments at the beginning of the session where you've saved them somewhere else and delete all those ones and whack them in, and then you've got your own comments. And that means I'm not storing your comments, you're not sharing them with anybody else, they're completely yours and they're just there for that session. As you go through and write your report comments, you can push the save button. Now it's not saving it anywhere on my website, it's just basically just storing it down here into another little area, so that at the end of your session, after you've gone through and written lots of comments, you might not want to paste them into your student management system straight away. You might want to just sort of take them away and read them again, so you can just go in here and copy all of them and pop them into a Word document like that and save them and look at them later and make them even better. So hopefully that's given you some ideas and maybe it's a cool tool. Let me know and enjoy.